Greetings, my friend. It's time for our weekly wisdom card draw. This is your time to pause, to connect with yourself, to reflect on whatever the theme of the day is, and to commit or recommit to shining your light in the world. I'm going to draw a card from our deck, which is in PowerPoint right now, but will be an actual card deck later this year. And as always, before we get started, I like to invite you to just arrive in this moment. Let yourself pause whatever it is you're doing and just be here now for a few minutes. That might look like looking around at your environment, maybe noticing it like you're seeing it for the first time. That might look and feel like just closing your eyes for a moment, maybe placing a hand on your heart, connecting with your heartbeat, connecting with your breath, noticing how the breath feels as it comes in and goes out. Your physical experience is always grounding you in the moment because the body is only ever here and now. So when our minds are rushing off to the future or perhaps dwelling on the past, one way to reconnect with this moment right now is to notice what your body is doing. And again, also to notice literally what is around you in your physical environment. So as you continue to just breathe and be, however that looks and feels for you, I am going to bring the cards up to my heart and ask to be guided to the message that will most inspire you today. Most inspire you to be who you really are. Leaving behind the expectations of the world, other people, an earlier version of yourself. What message will most call you into alignment with your true self? And with that intention out there, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Always fun to see what message jumps out for us. And our message today is reflection. Love it. This is always good reflective time, right? So you can see this is a lake in Kenya. And such deep, it's so calm and clear, right? You can actually see so much of the sky just reflected in the water. Whew, love reflection. All right, so our message is, how often do you pause to reflect on where you are, on who you are, on who you're becoming? How well does your daily life reflect who you really are? Maybe your life feels fully aligned and the reflection is crystal clear in every detail. Maybe you feel way off course and the reflection is distorted by waves and ripples. Maybe you're somewhere in between. What are the ripples in your pond? What pulls you off course from being you? What conditioned beliefs or societal expectations muddy the waters? Where are you taking on more responsibility for other people's outcomes than for your own? When your life clearly reflects your truest self, you empower everyone around you to more clearly reflect who they are. Today, pause and reflect. What small shift will help the real you shine through? Let that sink in. Of course, I love this message because, as I've been saying every week, this time is your time to reflect. So when we get one of these cards that's literally about that, it's extra reminder that that is what we're here for. that perhaps that is what is most needed. You know, I talk all the time about you being who you really are and committing to shining your light in the world. So it's always nice to hear those words again and remember that a lot of times the world does get in the way. A lot of the times, most of the time, really, the world gets in the way, right? We let it get in the way, and not as a blaming thing, but it just, that's what we have been trained to do. It's what we're very well practiced in, is going at the pace of the world, and usually overriding the call to rest, or the call to honor the little voice inside that's saying, there's actually a huge part of me that is longing to shine, that we kind of bury deep down, right? And we don't often pause to hear the voice of that self. We feel disgruntled some way, or just sort of this vague discontent, sort of background discontent. And we don't really pause to think about it. We just think, again, that's, everybody feels that. That's just normal, right? And while it's normal, it's not necessary, because there are ways, right, to express our true selves. And it doesn't mean you have to quit your job, or not be able to pay the bills. We also have this sort of conditioned belief that if we are somehow who we really are, or do what we really want to do, we're not gonna be able to live in the world. And so we have to pay our dues first. And then, maybe when we retire, we'll get to make some time for us. But in fact, you being you and finding just little ways to express who you really are, even in your daily job or your daily life, there's ways that you can bring out the real you, and reduce some of those ripples in the pond, so that you are reflecting your true self more clearly. And actually, I'm just super excited because this is my work in the world, is helping people see and learn and really become more of who they really are. Not like I have all the answers. My work is to help you discover that you have all the answers for you, right? Everyone has all the answers they need inside. No one else gets to tell you what to do, who you are, who you need to be, or who you're supposed to be. It's just really about you creating enough little spaces, enough little moments of these kinds of connections that create space for the real you and the real voice of you to come out. So there's nobody out there who has the secret of what it means to be who you are. You are the only one who has that secret. And if you can create moments and pauses to ask what that means, ask the universe, who am I, universe? Who am I really? Who am I here to be? And give yourself the space to listen. And it might be hearing an answer in a song on the radio, or in a conversation at work, or who knows where. There's all different kind of ways that we gain insight. It's all about asking questions and then looking and noticing what reflects back to you. So I hope you have some time, or create some time really, to reflect this week on who you are, on who you're becoming. And again, that key piece, that you doing that is, first of all, the most important work you can be doing. And it does give other people permission to do the same. And we are at a sort of turning point in the world, in the history of humanity. We're at such a point where more and more people are realizing how much power they have to create something new and different in the world. It might seem like the whole world is falling apart, but in the midst of all of that, there is a new world rising, and you get to be part of that rising when you create this space and time for yourself to really connect and reflect. So with that, let's take another look at the picture. There you are. I hope you do reflect this week and connect with yourself. And maybe, if you change one little thing, remember that tiniest little shift, one small step can lead to big changes down the road. What step are you going to take? Thank you for being here, my friend. It's my honor to be on this journey with you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Happy reflecting.